Hello there, yes, got the Europa League this time. What's up there, Getman? Nice to see you along for the stream as well too. So, previous round, one of 32 matches, we saw Rangers getting through on aggregate against Braga in the end. August 2, winning 1-0 against Braga in the second leg. Istanbul and Sporting was a very big turnaround for Istanbul. Getafe refusing to travel into this is getting nuts. Yeah, it's pretty crazy out in Italy there, as I know that in Italy, in Serie A, they have decided to postpone for a whole month, but for some reason the Champions League and Europa League teams are still going to play their matches, but you can understand why the other clubs don't want that to go ahead for, either move countries or postpone the games will make a lot more sense. Probably more so postponing the games because you never know when it's all going to travel around the place. So Istanbul 5-4 winners in the end. So they came from behind against Sporting in the first league there to go through. Roma and Genk was a 1-1 draw. Roma doing enough in the end, 2-1. Wolfsburg over Malmo. 3-0 win for Wolfsburg. In the second leg to be 5-1 aggregate. Lask and AZ Alkmaar. 2-0 second leg. 3-1 aggregate. Bayer Leverkusen getting past Porto. 3-1 in the second leg. And Espanyol 3-2 winners on the nights, but Wolves definitely the stronger opponent, 6-3 after 4-0 in the first league. Basel comfortably getting past Apollo there. Manchester United likewise in the second league. Copenhagen defeating Celtic there to go through. Benfica and Shakhtar Donetsk was a very exciting tie there, 3-3 in the second league, 5-1 aggregate. Intermilan doing in front of the empty stadium for this particular match as well too. 2 winners, and Ajax beating Getafe, but Getafe getting the better of them in the first league. Sevilla getting past Cluj on away goals there, and Arsenal, the former Europa League finalists from last season, ended up going out, and Eintracht Frankfurt winding it all off with a draw on the night and 6-3 on aggregate. Okay, so I just better look back at the comments here because, yeah, everything doesn't show up on the phone unfortunately. So Olympiakos owners has the coronavirus, so make sure to get to you, Gatman. Yeah, I did see that just before I went to here there. Arsenal Manchester City game, first time cancelled in the Premier League. So it is all escalating out of control. And yeah, Olympiakos match against Wolves is behind closed doors, and for whatever reason, that match is still going ahead as well too. So Wolves won't be too happy with that situation. So it's, yeah, lots of things going out of control. So it should be very interesting to see what happens over the coming days and the coming months, and all these international, domestic competitions. Lots of things going to be postponed. With the Euros coming up, probably going to be another year wait for that as well too. So yeah, hopefully things can improve, but doesn't seem like it at this stage. So let's get started with these matches. 1 of 16 first league games, starting off with Sevilla against Roma. So some insights for this match. Sevilla and Roma will be meeting for the first ever time in European competition. Spanish sides have won 5 of their last 8 matches against Italian teams, winning 5, drawing 1, losing 2, including each of the last 2 without conceding a goal. Roma have lost 8 of their 10 away games against Spanish teams. Seville have only lost 3 of their last 25 Europa League ties there, including winning the competition on 3 times in 2014, 15 and 16. So they're one of those quite good quality sides for the Europa League, always in the midst for yet another trophy potentially for this season. Roma have failed to win the away league of the knockout tie in European competition each of the last 6 attempts, drawing 1, losing 5 since a 4-0 victory versus Villarreal in February 2017. And since the start of the 2015-16 season, Zeko has scored 26 goals in European competition for him, 21 more than any other player. Okay, a few more comments are actually coming in here. Wolves begging not to go. I appreciate you continue with the picks, makes things feel normal. Yeah, no worries there, Gatman. I like talking about football. I was doing it before the situation has escalated, and somewhat more motivating to do things like this because you don't know what's going to go on, who's going to play who, and how's that going to impact the situation, the teams playing, and stuff like that. So lots of different drama or something like that makes it more interesting, but of course it'd be better when things go back to normal as well too. So Seville should have a good chance against Roma here, but we'll have a look at the situation on the league tables there. So Seville, they play in La Liga, and Seville on the table at 3rd place, 2 wins, 2 draws in the past 5 matches for them. So not doing too bad there as they try to look for those Champions League spots, but very tight for the likes of Royal Society, Getafe, Atletico Madrid in the midst. And for Roma, they in Serie A in Italy there, so fortunately for them, they get to have a bit of an escape away from Italy, which has been more impacted than what Spain is. But Spain has also got a closed door system in place, so I presume this game is going to be behind closed doors since the whole La Liga matches coming up will be just like that as well too. So Roma at 5th place, 2 wins past 5 games, so not the best there. Gatman hasn't seen anything else, so that's all good. Just trying to make sure because things are not popping up the phone, but they pop up on the screen there. Much like get the double tab system thing working as using the OBS studio, so things are just taking a bit of time to get sorted there, but that's all good. So yeah, for this match here, I think Seville should have enough at home as well too to be able to beat Roma, and let's go for a 2-0 victory for Seville for this match. So the next game we have for you in the Europa League is Eintracht against Basel. So it'll be the first ever competitive meeting against Frankfurt and Basel, with the German sides facing a Swiss opposition for the 9th time in all European competitions, winning 5, drawing 2, losing 1. Basel have won each of the last 3 Europa League games without conceding a goal. Lask won 4 consecutive matches in European competition back in 2010, while they never won 4 in a row in the Europa League, so wouldn't they like to end that? Frankfurt have only one of the previous 12 Europa League matches, winning 4 and drawing 7, progressing 4 of the last 5 ties there, so things are looking up for Frankfurt. Basel will be competing in the 4th last 16 tie in the Europa League history, progressing in the 2012-2013 season against Zenit and 2013-14 season against Red Bull Salzburg. However, the Swiss side were eliminated in this tie at the same stage of this competition in the 2015-16 season versus Seville, losing 3-0 on aggregate. And no player has been directly involved in more Europa League goals for a single side for this season than Eintracht Frankfurt's commander, 6 goals to assists, also equating 15 chances. Andrea Silva, Philip Kostic, combined Europa League this season. Really like Eintracht to win, have won 3 out of 4 against Swiss opponents as well too, so it's quite useful information as I wasn't quite looking at the head-to-head records for these Europa League and Champions League matches, just sort of going on the insights and how they're looking on the league table. So Eintracht Frankfurt, they play out in Germany, so let's get up the league table for you at the Bundesliga. So Eintracht Frankfurt not having the best of seasons, all the way down in 12th place there, pretty awful. just the 1 win, 1 draw past 5 games, and swapping 9 points from even getting in these Europa League positions for next season. So they need to make the most of it. Well, they got it for this season, as they're not going to be there again for next season. And Basel out in Switzerland, how are they getting on? As I haven't really been keeping up with the Swiss league, you could say. There's been some postponements there recently, so I suppose they have been affected by the coronavirus as well too. Third place, Basel. 1 win, 1 draw past 5 games for them, behind St. Gallen and Young Boys. Yeah, the better stats, 5-2-1 overall against Swiss opponents. Okay, yeah, so, yeah, it seems like Eintracht Frankfurt, they are the favourites overwhelmingly at $1.53, $3.75 for the draw, and $5 for Basel. Yeah, so I've got to go for Eintracht Frankfurt, even though they've been struggling in the Bundesliga in Germany. Of course, it's a much stronger league than what the Swiss league is. So I'm going to go for a 3-1 victory here for Eintracht Frankfurt. Okay, here we go. Third match, got Istanbul against Copenhagen. Istanbul will be facing Danish opponents for the first time in all European competition. Be their 29th match overall, winning 7, drawing 8, losing 13. Copenhagen have been eliminated from 3 of their 5 previous Europa League knockout ties, including the competition in the only appearance in the last 16, back in 2016-2017 season. Istanbul have won just 1 of their 12 matches in the European competition when facing a side from a particular nation for the first side. Wow. Came against Austrian side, Wolfsburg there, so I don't like new country opponents for whatever reason that is. Strange. Copenhagen have conceded more than a single goal, haven't conceded more than a single goal in each of their last 15 away games in all European competition, including qualifiers, conceding just 9 times in the process. Last time, +2 goals back in 2017 against Moscow. And Eden Beskar has had a hand in 50% of Istanbul's 12 European League goals this season, 5 goals and 1 assist. Okay, so what do we think about this one? It's going to be a pretty exciting tie, it seems, by the looks of it. Just trying to think what country Istanbul is from. Istanbul. Hold up. Turkey? Istanbul's from Turkey, yep. 4 wins in the past 5 matches for Istanbul. They got a game played more than Trabzonspor, but it's a very, very tight season out in Turkey there. Galatasaray, Sivasspor and Trabzonspor competing against Istanbul for this season's title. I like Istanbul thanks to the Arena club series. I've been watching Copenhagen and they have been in bad form. Yeah, so Copenhagen, did recently lose in the own division there, yet get up the Danish league. Yeah, I'll be doing a couple more videos for the Arena club series there today with the Liverpool match, and there was one other game, I believe, that's coming up as well too. So Copenhagen, second place, 2 wins, 2 defeats, and a draw in the past 5 games. Yeah, currently for the Arena Club Series, we got Aalborg, and we got was it Sojiki? I think the other team was that they're playing against. But anyway, stay true for that one. So I still haven't really decided which way to go for this one. Go back to here. So Istanbul, 29th match overall. Don't do too well against new size Danish oppositions. Copenhagen hasn't been in the best of forms themselves. Istanbul is fighting for their lives under Turkey. So Considering I don't really know which way to go for this one, I guess the safe option is for a draw. So Copenhagen double chance probably be a good way to go for this game. As $3.50 odds or $4.50 odds for Copenhagen to get a draw or a victory is pretty good value. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw here, I think. Okay, let's move on to the next game then. We've got Lask against Manchester United. One of a few games for this Europa League that is behind closed doors. Lask from Austria and Manchester United, of course, from England. But the first ever competitive meeting between Lask and Manchester United. Be also Lask first encounter with an English team. Funny that. Manchester United have yet to lose versus the Austrian team, winning 7 and drawing 1, winning each of the last 6. Lask go unbeaten in their last 6 matches in the Europa League, winning 4, drawing 2. So Manchester United have just 1 of their last 19 matches in the Europa League, only losing. Also winning 7 and drawing 4 of their last 11 knockout games in this one, including the 2016-17 final against Ajax. And no team has had more than different goal scores, including own goals, than the Europa League this season, Manchester United. So it's all looking very nicely for Manchester United here. Get up the Premier League table then. Manchester United currently sitting in 5th place in England. So 3 wins, 2 draws for them past 5 matches. And for the Austrian league for Lask, quite a few different leagues, and so sort of a bit hard to find all these different tabs there got up. Oops, I took the Australian League. Maybe it's good a time to advertise that also do the Australian League predictions as well too. So make sure you check that out if you watch alongs. So I'll be back again here in a couple of days' time. Not having fans got to hurt Lask, Manchester United have been pretty solid, hard to pick against them. Yes, indeed. They have turned a corner, it seems, Manchester United. Lask will be hoping they win Austria. 6-point lead over Red Bull Salzburg, which we think is the better opponent, Red Bull Salzburg generally, but not this time around. It's 4 wins, past 5 matches, so not too bad under Austria. Yeah, but I've got to go for Manchester United. $1.91 for them to win, $3.75 for Lask, $3.40 for the draw. Let's go for a maybe a 3-0 victory for Manchester United. I think it'll be pretty easily sailing for Manchester United. Okay, the next match we have for you is Intermilan against Getafe. So, as Gatman was mentioning before, big protest for Getafe if they're even going to turn up for this match. But just in case if they do, this is some insights for you. Intermilan and Getafe have never met before in any European competition, so that's a good start. They haven't met before, and apparently they don't want to meet as well too. 72-26 goal difference for Red Bull. Wow, that's pretty impressive stuff there, yeah. Yeah, pretty good defence, pretty high attacking there, but still not enough to be top. This week, Getafe's first ever competitive meeting with an Italian side, with Inter Milan just the 17th different side they have faced in European competition. Inter Milan have progressed into the last 16 phase of the Europa League, failing at the stage to Spurs 2012-2013, Wolfsburg a couple of seasons later, and Eintracht Frankfurt last season. Getafe are appearing at this late in the stage since the first time since 2007-2008 when they beat Benfica over 2 leads before failing to the quarterfinals to Bayern Munich. And Inter Milan boss Antonio Conte has enjoyed 7 wins in his 10 matches as manager in the Europa Leagues across spells with Juventus and Inter Milan, with his only defeat coming in the 2013-2014 semi-finals to Benfica. And of course, Antonio Conte used to be a Chelsea manager, the club that I support there. So what do we think about this one? So Inter Milan are in Serie A, they're in 3rd place, recently losing against Lazio and Juventus, so they might be starting to surrender the title out in Italy this season. Shall of the season actually be completed, as they're on a month dry spell with no matches being played at all, apart from apparently this Europa League clash they got against Getafe. Oh, Getafe, they play out in Spain, who's also got the closed door stadium bans going on from now on, probably from up as well too. They're currently in 5th place, 2 wins and a draw in the past 5 matches for them. But Inter Milan, got to fancy them. They're one of the strongest opponents left in this competition. And the fact that Getafe might not even turn up for this match, so they have to go for Inter Milan, just in case if there was a walkover situation. So for this game here, I'm going to go for a 2-0 victory for Inter Milan. So we've got 3 games left for you in the Europa League. The next match we have Wolfsburg against Shakhtar. Just make sure that Catman hasn't posted any other comments. Nope. Okay. Just making sure. Wolfsburg and Shakhtar have never faced in European competition, though the German side did beat fellow Ukrainian sides Oklahoma home and away during the Europa League group stages this season. Shakhtar Donetsk have only managed 2 wins in their last 12 matches against German sides in all competitions, drawing 6 and losing 4. Hoffenheim and Schalke in recent years though. Wolfsburg have won each of their last 4 Europa League matches, keeping clean sheet in 3 of those. Indeed, the German side are looking to win 5 on the bounce in European competition for the first time since 2015-2016 season, when they fell against Real Madrid in the quarterfinals, of course. Shakhtar have scored in each of the previous 9 away games in knockout stages of the Europa League, going on to win 4 of them and losing 3 and drawing 2. And Diogo Jota, Commander, has boasted a higher shot conversion than Victor's Wolfsburg, 42.9%, scoring 3 of his 4 shots on target so far. So things are looking better there for Wolfsburg. I know it's a lot of work, but there are websites that you can track your pick records. You can add them to the thumbnails or descriptions so we can see which leagues you pick the best. German sides seem to do well in the Europe. I'm going to go for Wolfsburg to win. Websites that you can track your pick records. Not quite sure what you mean there, Gatman, but trying to do what I can there with the thumbnails, so hopefully you enjoy it anyway. But if you want to phrase it a bit better, that'd be quite helpful as well too. So Wolfsburg are in Germany, 7th place, 2 wins and 3 draws in the past 5 matches, so not bad for them. And for Shakhtar, they play out in Ukraine. Might as well close all these tabs here so I don't want to get confused. In the meantime as well too. So out in Ukraine, Premier League, or League, whatever you want to call it. Ukrainian Premier League, okay. So Ukrainian Premier League, Shakhtar Donetsk, top of the table. Yeah, surely they're going to win the title. 14-point lead over Dynamo Kiev there. 4 wins in the past 5 matches for them. So yeah, for Wolfsburg, $2.30 odds, $3.25 for the draw, $3.10 for Shakhtar. Got to favour Wolfsburg to get the victory here, but Shakhtar have been scoring at least a goal or so. So, going to go for a 4-1 victory for Wolfsburg for this game. I think it'll be quite plain sailing for Wolfsburg. So we've got 2 matches left to have a look at. Starting off with Rangers against Bayer Leverkusen. So Rangers and Bayer Leverkusen last met back in the 1998-1999 knockout stages of the Europa Cup, with Scottish sides following up a 2-1 away win in Germany, with a 1-1 draw to advance to the last 16. This will be only Bayer Leverkusen's 2nd visit to Scotland in all European competition, following their 1-1 draw at Ibrox in November 1998. Rangers are unbeaten in the last 6 matches in the Europa League, winning 3 and drawing 3. Best won since 2005-2006. Bayer Leverkusen are looking to progress past the last 16 of the Europa League for the first time since 2007-2008. This year, Rangers finished runners-up with the German side failing at the hurdle to Villarreal in 2011 and 2016. And Haggai has been directly hand in 3 of Rangers' 4 goals against Braga in the last round. 2 goals, 1 assist. Indeed, despite playing just 2 times for the Scottish side in the competition, only Barisic and Morales has been involved in more of Rangers' goals so far this season. I was saying it will be more interesting to see how many Europa League games you've gotten right this year. Thanks, that's all. Appreciate the work, Alice. Oh, yeah, fair enough there. Yeah, I haven't been covering the Europa League since the very beginning, so that wouldn't really be fair. I just started doing it for the round of 32 matches. But yeah, I probably should have gone over how I did from last time around, but oh well, no one else, I believe, joined me in the predictions, so it didn't seem too much worth it. But yeah, so many different other leads, predictions, and preview things to go through, so just about having their time as well too. I'm picking Bayer Leverkusen. Rangers have dropped some easy points in Scotland. Feel like they'll slip up over the 90 minutes. Oh yes, fair enough. Yeah, let's just have a look at how Rangers are doing in the Scottish Premiership there. They were really fighting for the title this season against Celtic back in December when they ended up beating them. But recently, yeah, a couple of bad losses, including losing against Hamilton, which is all the way down here. They also lost against Hearts this season, so some pretty awful results. So yeah, 13 points behind Celtic, do have the game in hands, but I've given up on Rangers to win Scotland this season. Did predict them to win the league right at the start of the season, but obviously that's not going to happen now. Unless some sort of miracle happens, because Celtic will also have to drop some points. Only 2 draws, 2 defeats for them this season. Well, for Bayer Leverkusen and in Germany, how are they looking this season? They're like 5th place or so. 4th place. 4 wins and a draw for them in the past 5 matches. Not exactly out of the question to win the title, but 8 points adrift of Bayern Munich now as they're starting to pull away. 4-point gap over Dortmund in 2nd place for them. So yeah, I do fancy Leverkusen to get the better of Rangers over the 2 leads. And I do actually think they'll get the victory here away from home as well too. But with Rangers being at home, they'll be all looking forward to this particular matchup. So I'm going to go for Leverkusen, but just a 2-1 victory in this match here. And the last match, we had Olympiakos against Wolves. So another big drama, big talking points with the Olympiakos owner gone down with the coronavirus, just like how the Nottingham Forest owner was. And yeah, see if this match goes ahead, because you think this one should be postponed because of the health and safety of the players that be around the owner at the time there. But at the moment, it's behind closed doors, so we will just assume it'll go ahead in a couple of days' time. This will be their first ever competing between Olympiakos and Wolves. English sides have been eliminated from both of the last 2 knockout ties against Olympiakos in European competition. Burnley last season and Arsenal in their last round that they managed to defeat. Wolves have never been travelling to face weak opposition in any competition. However, including playoffs this season, Wolves have won more away games in 7 matches this campaign. Then they managed to pass their 16 European away days beforehand, winning 4, drawing 4 and losing 8. Olympiakos are looking to become the first side to eliminate English opposition in back-to-back knockout rounds in a single season in major European competition since Bayern Munich beat Arsenal in the last 16 and Manchester United in the 2013-2014 Champions League. Heading into the last 16 of the season's Europa League, only Basel with 6 had won more matches in this competition than Wolves with 5, whilst no side has netted more goals than the English side at 17, level with Sporting Braga. And Wolves striker Diogo Jota is looking to become the first player in major European competition to score a hat-trick in 3 straight appearances Yeah, he's been on fire there. Indeed, the last player to net 3 separate trebles in the same Europa League campaign was Falco in the 2011 season with Porto. I picked Wolves, but with all the drama, I'll say 0-0 draw. Yeah, it's a very interesting one, this one. So Olympiakos and in Greece. So if we look at the Greek league and how they getting on. How they get on Greece. Wow, yeah, that's pretty amazing stuff there. Look at that, 20 wins and 6 draws. Haven't lost a game all season. So they are definitely going to be one hell of a team to beat for Wolves. And for Wolves in the Premier League, they have drawn quite a few matches there this season, and also doing quite well there themselves. Stronger league, been in England. 6th place, 2 wins, 3 draws, past 5 games for them. 5 points adrift of my club Chelsea there. Yeah, so for this match here, I think I'm actually going to favour Olympiakos to get the victory at home here, as they are a tough side to break down, as Arsenal found out, as they ended up losing against Olympiakos in extra time there. So I think I'm going to go for a 1-0 victory for Olympiakos for this first leg. So that's my first league predictions. Obviously, the other teams that I have predicted against will have the opportunity to turn it all around in the second league. Of course, if my picks turned out to be correct, that is there. But hopefully you enjoyed this particular series. Let me know your thoughts there. Hopefully you see the screen and everything sort of worked out well. It's been trying out the OBS studio in the last week, so just a few different adjustments and things adding to the stream to improve on. I think Gatman's been enjoying it, but anyone else that's watching it, hopefully you're enjoying it as well too. And if you enjoyed the video, thumbs up, subscribe, and feel free to leave your thoughts and comments for these upcoming games in the Europa League season. With all the drama with the coronavirus, with closed door stadiums, are we going to have some exciting matches, or is there going to be quite a few dull matches, as you don't get that extra hype and adrenaline of the supporters cheering you on to score the goals that you need to get? But yep, until next time, thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll be back again with a whole bunch of other European League predictions, some winner club series, and some watch-alongs there. Cheers.